Today I'm showing you my journey in cutting and hanging the strapping on the walls and ceilings. I began this project in October and just finally finished it up, so you'll see some really huge changes in the bus as time progresses. But don't worry, I'll make a video of those projects as well. My first step was to cut 2-inch slats out of my 4x8 piece of plywood. To accomplish this much easier and quicker, I used a jig that I could easily cut along. I clamped it down on each end of the big sheet and easily used my circular saw to glide along the jig. I started out just trying to cut along a line that I'd drawn, and I quickly realized that my pieces were not cut straight at all, and it took so much more time. So this jig is definitely the way to go when you're cutting out these 2-inch pieces. I normally cut one large sheet at a time, and that was enough slats to get quite a bit of the strapping hung inside. If you've watched my videos at all, you know that I use these adjustable clamps for everything. I had already pre-measured and marked where my slats would go on the walls, and I hung the clamps to help me hold the slats in place while I screwed them. Later on in the video, I'm also going to show you how I use these clamps to hang the slats on the ceiling as well. We decided that we wanted to put extra strapping here on the bottom just for extra support, so that's what I'm working on today, that very bottom piece of strapping. I've got a pretty big pile started of cut pieces, so I don't think I'll have to cut, but that's what I'm doing today, is just hanging that strapping. It's really nice outside for October, my goodness, it's really nice. I wanted the edge of each of my slats to end on a metal rib, so I trimmed each piece to fit perfectly, which meant lots of trips in and out of the bus, up and down the steps, until I realized later on in the project that I could just cut these pieces by the side door and get it done so much quicker. I realized that with every single project that I've started so far in this bus build, I learned how to finally do it correctly right before it's completely done. I guess we can't really come to that conclusion though, until we do it wrong so many times first. So the next thing I'm gonna do, we decided that we want some extra support on the bottom, where the bottom for the cabinets and the couch and things like that. So what's gonna happen is, so I'm gonna put some vertical slats here, as well as a couple more horizontal slats like we have there, all on this bottom part right here. We've already got the pieces cut, so that's the next project, is to put those slats up. And then pretty soon we have this whole side done, almost, except for the windows, and we're gonna cut that in a couple days. Once I got to the area over by the side door, I remembered that there was a hinge cover and a rivet that I needed to get rid of. You know me, I grabbed my favorite tool, the good old angle grinder, and ground it right off. So I've got all the vertical done. You can see it all the way back. See it? Okay. My next step is I'm gonna hang 2 horizontal like these. I'm gonna hang 2 horizontal on top of the vertical that I just finished up. So we're gonna go back to the back of the bus and start those. I think I can do, it's like 4 o'clock, but I think I can get it done by 5. I try to be done by 5 every day. It always doesn't work, but I try to be. So this is where we're starting right here. It's been a long day. I know I said I could probably get all of the strapping done, and I'm almost done. I only have a little bit by the door, by the seat, and a little bit by the back door. So my knees hurt so bad right now. But I'm almost done. And it's gonna look great when I'm done. I wanted to show you exactly how I hang this strapping on the ceiling by myself. I figured this out on the first strapping that I did a few weeks ago, and it worked so good, which I'm glad, because I didn't quite know how I was gonna do it. So I'm gonna show you how it works for me. Okay, so what you're gonna need is 3 clamps and a piece of board. Nope, you really only need 2 clamps and a piece of board. Slide that small piece of board in between the clamps, and it balances a large piece of board. That way you don't have to try to hold it up and screw at the same time. So that's it. It's hanging up there already, all the way. So now I can go through and put my screws where I want to, and it's up there. So those clamps, man, I have used them so many times. I mean, they're a lifesaver when you're doing this job by yourself. Look how much is done. Okay, so it's 4:30. It really warmed up here on the bus today. I'm so pleased with that. I've only got this left. I've only got above the door and above the seat. And thankfully, if you can see, all of these pieces, they all ended at the same spot. So all I have to do is measure once, cut that many pieces out, and then I'm gonna be done for the day. So I'm almost there. Oh, it feels good. It feels good. Yeah, and tomorrow I'm gonna work on building some frames for the windows. Well, I'm down to my last 6 pieces, and then it'll be done. As you've probably noticed, there's some other changes in the bus. My next videos will show that process as well. You can see the metal's up. You can see I have some windows in. Man, I have so much to show you. We've done so much. This bus is coming along quite nicely so far.